Revelation 18. After these things I saw another messenger coming down out of the sky, having great authority, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried with a mighty voice, saying, Fallen, fallen is Babel the Great, and is become a habitation of demons, and a hold of every unclean spirit, and a hold of every unclean bird, and a hold of every unclean and detested beast. Unclean animals still exist. For by the wine of the wrath of her sexual sin, all the nations are fallen, and the kings of the earth committed sexual sin with her, and the merchants of the earth became rich by the power of her wantonness. And I heard another voice from the sky, saying, Come forth, my people, out of her, that ye not co-partner in her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached even to the sky, and the God hath remembered her iniquities. Render to her even as she rendered, and double to her the double, according to her works. In the cup which she mingled to her double. How much soever she glorified herself, and became luxurious, so much give her of torment and mourning. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall certainly not see mourning. Therefore in one day shall her plagues come, death, and mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Lord Yahweh the God, who judged her. And the kings of the earth who committed sexual sin and became luxurious with her shall weep and wail over her, when they look upon the smoke of her burning, standing afar off, for the fear of her torment, saying, Woe, woe, the great city Babel, the strong city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, and the merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their cargo any more. Cargo of gold and silver and precious stone and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thyine wood, and every vessel of ivory, and every vessel of most precious wood, and of brass, and of iron, and marble, and cinnamon, cinnamon, and spice, and incense, and ointment, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and cattle, and sheep, and merchandise of horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. And the fruits which thy soul desired after are gone from thee, and all things that were dainty and sumptuous are perished from thee, and men shall find them no more at all. The merchants of these things, who were made rich by her, shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and mourning, and saying, Woe, woe, the great city, she that was arrayed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stone and pearl. For in 1 hour so great riches is made desolate, and every shipmaster, and every one that saileth any whither, and mariners, and as many as gain their living by sea, stood afar off, and cried out as they looked upon the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like the great city? And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and mourning, saying, Woe, woe, the great city, wherein all that had their ships in the sea were made rich by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou sky, and ye holy ones, and ye sent ones, and ye prophets, for the God hath judged your judgment on her. And the strong messenger took up a stone, as it were a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with a mighty fall shall Babel, the great city, be cast down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of And the voice of harpers and minstrels and flute players and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft shall be found any more at all in thee, and the voice of a mill shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a lamp shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, and with thy sorcery were all the nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of holy ones, and of all that have been slain upon the earth. Here endeth Revelation 18.